Hey everyone, welcome to my presentation on the approximate estimating under building economics. Today, we will look at how we calculate the cost of a construction project during its very early stage, long before any final blueprint or drawing are ready. So, for the purpose early estimate, why do we estimate so early when we barely have any details? It is because the client needs to make a quick decision on whether the project is financially possible. Since the drawing are limited, we use all data from past project, local price, and expert advice to create a static budget. This budget helps secure bank funding and set spending limit for the design. For the primary method, there are four methods used for early estimation. Let's look at the first two. First is the floor area method, which multiple the total indoor floor space by the average local cost per square meter. Second is the cubic method, which calculate the actual volume of the building by including the height. This is really useful for tall building where ceiling height change. The third method is story enclosure method. This look at how entire outer shell of the building, floor, wall, and roof, level by level, and give extra height to more expensive area like basement. The fourth is the unit method, which ignore dimension completely. Instead, it estimate cost based on the functional units like the number of room in the hotel or bed. Let's look at the quick example of the floor area method. A client wants to build a started commercial shop office with a total floor area of 600 meters per square. If historical local cost rate is RM 2,500 per square meter, we simply multiply that 600 meters square times RM 2,500. This gives us a quick estimate cost of 1,500,000 ringgit. Next is an example of the cubic method. Here we calculate the total volume building that is 24 meters long and 60 meters wide. By adding up the height of basement, floor, and roof factor, we get total height multiple. This gives us a total volume of 3,744 meter multiplied by a historical rate RM 700 per cubic meter. The cost is 2,620,800 ringgit. Now let's break down measurement for the story enclosure method. For the building, measure by 12 by 24 meters. The net internal floor area is 271.65 meter cube. We then multiply this area by difference cost factor for each level. 2.00 factor for the ground floor, 2.15 for the first floor, and higher 2.30 factor for the basement because basement are more expensive to build. For the same enclosure method, we must also calculate the outer wall. The total perimeter around the building is 72 meters. We multiply this perimeter by the height of each floor and a specific cost factor. When we calculate the ground, first floor and basement wall together, total external wall area contribute come up to 590.40 meter cube. On this slide, we bring all those separate enclosure number together. We add the total floor areas, the roof area, and the external wall areas to get the combined total area of 2,663.76 meter cube. Multiplying this cumulative area by our historical rate of RM 450 per square meter gives us a final consolidated estimate of 1,198,692 ringgit. Let's look at the final example using the final functional unit method. This is ideal for a very quick analysis of standard project like hotel or school. If client want to build a hotel with 120 rooms and our past data show it costs 180,000 per room, we just multiply that. So the total project estimate instantly calculated at the 21,600,000 ringgit Malaysia. The comparison table shows us the strength and weakness of each method. The floor area and unit method are very simple and fast calculated, but they are less accurate because they ignore building height and shape. On the other hand, the cubic and storage enclosure method take much more time and measurement, but they give you a far more realistic price. In real life, buildings are not always simple rectangle. This advanced exercise shows how we estimate a plan with a chamber corner layout. By breaking down the length and width carefully, we find the total floor area is roughly 635 meter cube. Applying our standard rate of 2,500 gives us a total estimate cost of RM 1,587,500. When when doing this estimate, we must watch for three big cost drivers. First is location. Building in rural area like Terengganu cost differently than in any city center like Klang Valley. Second is inflation. The market price of steel, cement, and labor change constantly. Third is the project quality. Luxury finish or difficult shape can easily double the price. To conclude, always choose your estimate method based on how data you have and how much you have got. Remember to use up-to-date local price, update your math as the design detail change, and double check your number against recently finished building. Thank you for your time. I am now happy to open the floor to any question or discussion.